Happy Monday, business technology, and may the 4th be with you. Get the nerd shirt? I know it's not Wednesday, but may the 4th be with you. If you've never heard of that, whatever. Anyway, let's get started with this latest tutorial. We're talking about Project 4, and what we're going to be doing is figuring out what our business, product, and services are all about. So, what we have here is in Microsoft Word, and I'm going to attach this to the Edmodo assignment. We're trying to get a description of the industry that you're involved with. We're going to give some details about the products and the services provided for your business, and we want to kind of talk about some of the nature of the work. So this information right here, which will probably the easiest way to do this is copy and paste this into a Google document so that you, or if you have a partner, both of you can work on these questions together. So let's get started on this. Project 4, okay, like I said, is about a description of products and services, and that's the part of the business plan for the simulation. So what's included in the products and services part of this plan? So one, it's the description of the industry. What is the definition of the industry? What is the general purpose of this type of industry? What is the general nature of the type of work performed in this type of industry? Number two, we're talking about products and or services that are provided. So what type of product or service does this type of business provide? Could be just one thing, could be both, could be multiple things on both the product and the service side. Depends on what you chose. Number three, the nature of the work. How are the products and or services produced in this type of business? Okay, why do we even include this description of the products and services in the business plan? Well, it allows the owner of the business, that's you, to become more familiar with the industry, so you know what's going on with the business and your competition. It also educates the readers of your business plan who may not be familiar with your type of business, especially if it's like unique or if it's like artistic in nature, that sort of thing. So when we're writing the description of products and services section of the business plan, the information provided should be specific and detailed, but not too technical. It is important that the reader, especially those not familiar with the type of business, clearly understand the description and products and services. Where this is especially important is when we're talking about like artistic ventures, when you're trying to describe like what sort of craft you're going to do, because not everybody would be familiar with your work, and you have to convince them, especially if it's someone who's going to fund you, why you and your product should be out there in the market. So, Sean Decker, our friend who's doing the, what was it that he was doing? Something PC related. So before he started doing this part of his business plan, that's right, his desktop publishing, he did some research. And so I'm going to provide you with one website, and you should probably start there and then maybe go some other places to do research on your particular business. And what he did was he found similar services, which, you know, companies that did something similar to him, which is also known as your competition. So yeah, everybody's going to have competition. So if you can see what they're doing, perhaps when you're putting together your product or services, you can do things that are similar or do those things better. So this is Sean Decker's description of products and services. So he's got three sections here: description of the industry, products and our services provided, and nature of the work. So let's zoom this in a little bit so we can see it a little better. So he said in the first section, desktop publishing is the design and production of publications using personal computers with graphics capability. Desktop publishers produce professional print documents and professional electronic documents using a personal computer. Desktop publishing software, a digital camera, a scanner, and a color printer. Desktop publishers help produce a variety of documents necessary to the day-to-day operations of a business. Nice paragraph there that describes what the industry is, and that's all based off of these questions right here. So answering these questions on the document, but putting them into one paragraph, which is the description right here. Combine the answers to these questions into one paragraph. That's what Sean Decker did for his description of the industry. Second part, what are the products or services? So he goes through and tells you exactly what he's going to do. So he's going to be able to produce letterheads, envelopes, business cards. He's going to be able to do tickets, posters, signs. He's going to be able to do greeting cards. So he goes through all the products that he thinks he wants to provide for for the public. Third section, nature of the work. Okay, so he's going to talk about, he says, the services provided by a desktop publisher include all or some of the following to produce a finished product. So he talks about formatting, he talks about writing and editing, he talks about converting photos and drawings, he talks about layouts, that sort of thing. So in his one-page description of products and services, he's answered to all three sections that were part of this worksheet here. Okay, so that's the products and services provided, nature of the work. So when you put this into a Google Doc, if you have a partner, you guys can divide this work up any way that you like. Make sure that both of you are working on it though, because in Google Docs, I'll be able to see who worked on what. If I see one person working on all of it, that's a no-no. We need both people working on the plan. So this is where being in a partnership is going to help out a little bit with some of the workload. So zoom this back down here. And that's it. I mean, that's basically project number 4. The website that's going to help you with this a little bit is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So let's search one up here real quick. So you want to look in the handbook, Occupational Outlook Handbook, and let's look up childcare, since many of you wanted to get into that. And we'll click this first one to see. No, actually, I think I saw a better one. No, this one works. So basically, this is a summary part, and you can see kind of what the median pay is, and this is statistics from 2012. Here it answers the question, what do child care workers do? So you can get some of the description of your services in there by looking at that. You can click on here and see what the work environment is. They talk about pay, they talk about similar occupations. Here's another tab about what they do. So there's all sorts of duties for a child care worker. All sorts of information right here that you can use for your products and services description. You got a work environment tab, so you can look at schedules and that sort of thing, how to become one pay, job outlook, that sort of thing, similar occupations. So obviously if you're in childcare, you could go into the education sector. Let's look at one more. So maybe photography, since there's a good portion of you guys who looked at that. So we'll click here to get the handbook on photographers. And we have a summary, kind of what's going on there. We could look at the what do they do section, and there's some duties right there that you can look through that's going to help you with your products and services section. Okay, nice little information there. Now, I think landscaping's in there too, so let's look up some local businesses to see what kind of services they provide. So maybe I want to look up an example of the Fresno landscaping business. Maybe they have a website. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We're just going to kind of look at our competition here. Here we go. Anderson Landscape Design and Maintenance. Good. So they actually design and do the maintenance part. Let's see what they do. Okay, so they have kind of a description. Here's a history of what they do. Let's look at their about section. I have a picture of the guys that are doing it, gallery, testimonials, blog, contact. Not the greatest website as far as some of the services that they provide. Let's look at someone else's. So that website didn't work out, so we're not giving up. We're going to go look at another one. Here we go, Parker Landscape. Let's see what they got here. Here we go, services. Perfect. What do these people do? They do outdoor living spaces. They re-landscape. They do concrete pavers and natural rock. They do water features. They do lighting features. They do arbors. They do pergolas. They do patio covers. They do designing for full-level businesses and homes. They even have some external links over here for some of the places that they're partnerships with. So right now you're looking at some competition that's right here in Fresno. use that research to get together your description of the industry, your products and services provided, and the nature of the work, and that is Project 4. Have fun with the research and tell me all the information you can find, and ultimately you need to show me and investors, potential investors, why you should be in this industry and why you would be a valuable part of it. Have fun.